What is up, you guys? Glitches here, coming at you with another Dauntless video. Today I'm going to be releasing the first video in a new series on the channel for Dauntless that is geared toward all the new players who are just arriving in Ramsgate for the first time and have no clue what the hell they need to do or where to begin. I plan on having a weapons workshop where I go over all the weapon types and how to properly use them. I'll have behemoth guides, fast mastery leveling guides, and in today's video in particular, I'll be going over the mysterious Middleman, explain where he can be found in Ramsgate, what his purpose is, and lastly, explain why he's so important to you becoming a Master Slayer. So, who is the Middleman? Well, the Middleman is an NPC character located within Ramsgate that deals with cells. He can sell you cells for platinum or ether and allows you to use his cell fusers to combine cells to forge even stronger ones. The sooner you become familiar with him and what he can do, the better, because the cells he offers and the cells you can create with his help are really worth pursuing. Now, I know you're probably sitting there going, Glitches, you just said this is a guide for beginners. I'm this newbie little recruit, I ain't got no cells, and I don't even know what a cell is. Well, don't worry, my friend, I got you. Cells are basically special items that you can place on your equipment to gain extra abilities and damage bonuses. There are 3 tiers to the cells, from +1 to +3, with the higher tier 3 cells being the most powerful. These cells can then be placed in your weapons or armor for powerful boosts. The Middleman basically takes all the lower tiered cells that you find and fuses them together into higher tier cells that you can use in your builds as you progress through the game. So now that you know what a cell is, you're probably wondering, how the hell do I get them? Well, the main way that you get cells is from Slayer cores, which in and of themselves have their own tiers ranging from bronze to gold. You get Slayer cores by completing quests during the Dauntless campaign. You can also get them by increasing your mastery levels, be it Slayer mastery, Behemoth mastery, or even your weapon masteries, and also from the seasonal hunt pass. Every time you get a Slayer core, you need to go to a core breaker to open it. Now, there are 2 core breakers located within Ramsgate, the first being left of the main entrance heading into the Grand Bazaar, and the second located just outside the Middleman's hut. You can tell whether or not you have unopened Slayer cores by the symbol above the core breaker. If it's gray, you don't have any. If it's gold, then you have unopened cores that are able to be broken open. Now, when you break a core open, you'll get a few random cells depending on the tier of the core. Lower tier cores like bronze will typically have 2 or 3 cells in it, where gold tier cores will have 3 or 4, sometimes even 5 on a rare occasion, random cells in it. Lastly, you can also get cells as loot from killing behemoths, but against lower tier behemoths, these are generally few and far between, and they're typically of the weaker variety, like tier 1, tier 2. Lastly, the Middleman himself always has 3 different cells that you can purchase directly from him for platinum or aether. Now that you know what a cell is and how to get them, you've probably gone off, done a few quests, killed a few behemoths, and probably collected a few cells of your own. You head back to Ramsgate and you go, alright, I think I'm ready to start upgrading these. Let me head over to the Middleman and see what he can do for me. So you go over, you find him, you open up his menu, and you're greeted with this weird 3-slot UI, and you go, what do I do now? How does this cell fuser actually work? Well, to start out, you actually only get a single cell fusion slot. You can add up to 2 more at the cost of platinum, the second slot being 500 platinum, and the third slot, I believe, is 1,000 platinum to fuse your cells together. To actually use the cell fuser, you have to have at least 2 cells that you're willing to fuse. It can be from any of the cell types. Once you get those 2 cells selected and choose what ones you want to fuse together, all you have to do is hold down the fuse button at the bottom of the screen for a couple of seconds, and the cell fusion process will begin. Now, as soon as you do this, you'll notice that a little timer starts at the bottom. Usually it's 21 or more hours that you have to wait before the process is done. There is, however, an option to speed the fusion process up, and that's by using a rare currency called ace chips. It's those black and purple diamond currencies that have the little ace symbol on them. You can find these in the Dauntless store and buy them with platinum. You can also find them typically about 50 or so unlocked from any given season hunt pass that's going on at the time. The ace chips reduce the remaining wait time of your cell fusion by 1 hour. Now, the cells that you fuse together is definitely something that you should take into consideration. It's not good to just randomly slam cells together unless you just have a ton of extras to spare. For starters, you should take a look at a list of the cells that are in the game and see which of those you think would suit your current playstyle the most. To help you guys out, I've included a link in the description to a pretty up-to-date Excel sheet that you can download that has a checklist of pretty much all the cells in the game, so that you can use that as reference. Now, for the important part, to get a higher tiered cell, you need to fuse together 2 cells of the tier just below it. So to get a tier 2 cell, you need to fuse together 2 tier 1 cells. And the same goes for a tier 3 cell. If you want a tier 3 cell, you'll need to fuse together 2 tier 2 cells. If you use 2 cells of the same type, you are guaranteed to get that same type of cell out of the fuser. However, if you use 2 different cells, but of the same group, be it power, defense, utility, etc., you get a random cell of that group, but at a higher tier level. Finally, if you place 2 cells from different groups together, you get a higher tier cell that is completely random group. So if you do a power cell, a tier 2 power cell, and a tier 2 defense cell, you will get a tier 3 cell, but it will be a random group. It'll be power, defense, utility. It could be any of them. There is actually one other option that I forgot to mention. In the latest update to the Middleman, you can actually recycle your extra tier 3 cells as well. And how you do that is you only need 1 tier 3, and when you input that tier 3 cell into your fusion slot, the second requirement will just be a RAMs requirement. I think it's 1,000 or some odd RAMs that you have to pay, and what you get from that is a randomly generated tier 3 cell of the same group. So say I had an extra tier 3 power cell. I throw that tier 3 power cell in, and instead of putting in a second one, I just pay a few extra RAMs and I will get another tier 3 random power cell. So that is another option that you can do as well. Oh, one last little tip that I forgot to mention. If you guys do decide to use your ace chips to reduce the remaining wait time on your fusions, bear in mind the ace chips actually round to the nearest hour regardless of how many minutes are left in that hour. So say for example you had a remaining time of like 10 hours and 3 minutes. It'll actually charge you 11 ace chips to complete that fusion just because you had those 3 extra minutes remaining. So keep that in mind. Just wait until you cross like a few minutes below that next hour threshold, and that'll save you a few ace chips in the long run. Also, I forgot to mention, you can also get ace chips from your daily login bonuses at the coin fountain. So log in every day, and that will also increase your chances of getting that currency. That being said, that's pretty much all I got for you guys today. I hope this guide on the Middleman helped you out. I hope it clarified a few things regarding cell fusion. I look forward to speaking to you all again in my next video for the Dauntless Beginner series. So until then, I will see you guys on the next one. Later. Thanks so much for watching, you guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, be sure to hit that like button. Also, if you're looking to join a killer community of like-minded gamers, then be sure to click the link in the description and join the Glitch Gang Discord server. We continue to grow every day, and it's filled with all your favorite game discussion channels, as well as several LFG channels to help you find that perfect group for your next hunt or raid. Lastly, if you're new to the channel and want to keep up to date with all my future content, then consider hitting that subscribe button and turn on those notifications. Hope you all had a great day, and I will catch you on the next one.